Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the GM. It is your guy, Boulanger. Up next, Ravens get punked. Let's talk. Well, at least we're consistent. At least we're consistent when it comes to finding ways to drop the ball, figuratively and literally. At least we're consistent with finding a way to kick our own behinds. At least we're consistent. At least we're consistent with not being able to win the big game. At least we're consistent. I don't know how much of the blame pie, who gets what. We can definitely start out and give Lamar Jackson 50% for how the game started. The interception, which did not yield any Buffalo points, and then the dropped ball in the backfield, which did turn into 7 points. So I guess we can start there, because sometimes how a game starts, it just kind of filters into the rest of the game, and that's exactly what happened. Drop passes. Again, we have a question of a lack of effective or efficient play calling when it comes to the amount of runs versus the amount of passes, the execution. It just seemed to be a fair share after the 50% goes to Lamar Jackson, a fair share of who gets the blame. And I'm going to put a heavy dose of blame on Mark Andrews. When you're supposedly a top 10 tight end, when you get a really nice salary for what you do, and you continue to drop the ball in the playoffs, that is unacceptable. We've been dealing with this Mark Andrews inability to put up in the playoffs for several years. I mean, how has he been in the league since 2018? The Baltimore Ravens have been in the league, in the playoffs, 18, 19, 20, 23, and 24. So 5 out of his 7 seasons, and he does not have a postseason touchdown. I just don't understand how you can't make the big play. You make the catch, then you drop the ball. You have the ball right in your face and you don't secure it. I understand the ball is wet. I understand it's a big moment, but all you got to do is just cradle it and fall to the ground. I'm going to put a small piece of blame on the defense for just not being able to get enough timely stops. Buffalo typically did what they needed to do on the ground enough in this game to keep the clock moving, but also keep those chains moving. Man, it's just disappointing, man, that we're here again. Right? It's always the same conversation. It's never a different conversation about the Baltimore Ravens. It's never a situation where we just came out the gate, handled our business, and we came up short because we got outdueled. It's always a situation where we have to kind of sort through all of the self-inflicted bull crap that we do over and over and over again. I will say that the line did a solid job. I don't remember many penalties necessarily, but a loss is a loss is a loss. I hope Todd Monken gets one of those other jobs. I do. This Baltimore Ravens team needs new life. They need a new voice. And unfortunately, they may need a new quarterback. And what I mean by may need a new quarterback is not that Lamar Jackson can't get it done, but this team is built in such a way and it's coached in such a way that if Lamar Jackson needs somebody to pick him up until he gets up, it never happens. It never happens. When Lamar Jackson was having a down game in this game, he just needed to, somebody to go ride with him. Derrick Henry got it going in the second half. The Baltimore Ravens begin to roll offensively. Mark Andrews gets the ball knocked out, turnover. Or he drops the ball, turnover. Lamar Jackson drives them down the field, scores the touchdown with a big-time play to Isaiah Likely, and then Mark Andrews perfect play call, can't come up with the catch. When he just needs somebody to ride with him, those plays just do not seem to get made. It was the same thing last year in the playoffs, AFC Championship. He puts the ball right on Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers makes the catch, gets the ball knocked out. It's just those kind of plays, man, that just keeps derailing this team. And then even on the dropped ball in the backfield, you got to remember that play started off with a bad snap, which then kind of throws off the entire play. So then Lamar Jackson's trying to make a play, right? If you just have a better snap, we might not even have that turnover. It looks just like the bad snap that happened in the 2020 playoffs. I don't believe in a curse or anything like that on this team. I just think this team comes out sometimes and is not ready to play. And when you're in the playoffs and every moment is crunch time, you can't spend the first two quarters not ready to play and then kick it in gear and think you're going to overcome those mistakes. I think Isaiah Likely came up big in this game. I think that Derrick Henry played very, very well. I thought Justice Hill played very well. And despite the 2 turnovers, I thought Lamar Jackson did turn it around and play well, basically the last 3 quarters. But it just wasn't enough. I'm frustrated, I'm pissed off, and I don't know where we go from here. I'm not really ready to even think about free agency, which happens basically in 6 weeks. I'm not really ready to think about the draft, which happens in about 4 months, because this freaking sucks right now. I'm not, but I'll tell you what I won't do. I'm not going to linger over this like I did the AFC Championship, because this loss is not a situation where we were really close to getting to the Super Bowl. I now know what the Detroit Lions fans felt like yesterday. All the self-inflicted wounds, and we didn't get it done. And the truth is, we can't say, oh, wait till next year. Because it just in the division, the Bengals will be better. The Steelers will be better. Buffalo will be better than they were this year. The Chiefs will be the Chiefs. And in all the other competition that we competed with will be better. We can't keep having 12 plus win seasons and get to the playoffs and wet in the bed. It's just what I said in my pregame video. This was a legacy game. There's nothing we can say to defend Lamar Jackson when the media comes for him tomorrow. In fact, it's going to be my ambition to just turn it off, because there's no point in me talking about 4,000 yards and 900 rushing and 41 touchdowns, 43 touchdowns, whatever it was, because none of that matters. This season's over. It'll just be another good season. Matter of fact, another great season that's going to be stored away with other great seasons that end with no ring. I do think that Lamar Jackson comes back better for this. But right now, this freaking sucks. So listen, I'm your guy Boulanger. This is the GM. I'm going to catch you guys in the morning, man. We're going to talk about this game with some detail. And we will decide who gets the blame for this loss. I'm out.